Okay, so this chapter is definitely about to start a lot of controversy. Now, before we talk about it, guys, I just want to let you guys know, let's actually wait for the utmost and full context of this chapter before a lot of people make their 100% conclusions, because that's already happening. Guys, it's currently like 7 a.m. in the morning and I can't be at my fullest hype because I'm not fully refreshed, but I'm refreshed enough to see what's actually happening in these spoilers, and it is crazy. Now we're going to talk about it in this video, guys. There is going to be a part 2 tomorrow or even today with the full summary of the actual chapter. If you guys want to see that, as well as the actual chapter that comes out a couple of days after with the scans, make sure you guys subscribe because I will post all of it on this channel. Now, chapter 1044, Liberation Warrior, and I believe there actually is another translation to this called Uranus or something. I'm not too sure, but if that's the case and Luffy is Uranus, that is also crazy. Before we talk about it, guys, oddly enough, this chapter is going to have some type of controversy because people are not going to like what exactly just happened, because it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense from the context we have right now. And by the way, I do get a W because I did say this in my video. A lot of the people have been saying this, but I specifically said this was going to happen when he awakened. So let's just start off the chapter and I'm going to shut up. So the chapter, like I said, is titled Chapter 1044, Liberation Warrior. Some of Luffy's allies, Sanji, Kid, Law, Hyogoro, and Marco, feel his presence, that he is still alive. So big W to my boy Sanji. The man isn't just knocked out and sleeping. Kid and Law and Marco, yeah, they all feel Luffy is alive. So my boy is alive, and I'm not too sure in this chapter whether it's Joyboy or not, because we do get pictures in this chapter that I will show you guys, but it could also be Luffy, but I'm not too sure because he looks kind of insane. So next thing we cut to is the conversation of the Gorosei in the castle of Marijoa. The road government has always tried to get the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but they have not been able to in 800 years, and presumably, like we said in the previous videos, that this is Joyboy's devil fruit, and Joyboy obviously existed 800 years ago. The last time someone had it was Joyboy. And the reason why they haven't been able to get it for 800 years is as follows. It seems as if the devil fruit ran away from them, and the member of the Gorosei say he is not crazy since the zone devil fruits have a mind of their own. So guys, it's confirmed, Luffy's devil fruit is a zone fruit, but we're going to talk about it because it does reveal more of what it is. But firstly, the Gorosei say that the devil fruit was evading them, essentially, and I'm just kind of confused that a man like Who's Who was able to like defend this devil fruit and be in charge of it, which I just find mind baffling. That I don't know how this is even a thing, that the world government couldn't get their hands on a fruit like this if a man like Who's Who was protecting it. I'm just confused, like I really don't know what's going on. So now let's talk about more of Luffy's devil fruit. So the Gorosei say that the Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually a zone type fruit, and its real name is Hito Hito no Mi, human fruits, mythological motto Nika. So this is why I said this chapter is going to have a lot of controversy, because I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of the community has predicted this. I wasn't going into this expecting to actually be right about some of the things I said, and that's why this chapter isn't the most hype it could have possibly been to me. Don't get me wrong, it's still an amazing and hype chapter, but the fact that some of the community, including myself, even predicted this. So Luffy having a human fruit is interesting. I mean, he might just have a human fruit with the properties of a rubber, because he still needs to have the properties of rubber, because if he doesn't, that doesn't explain a lot of the things that happen in the series. And Luffy being a zone type kind of makes sense in the sense that this guy has several transformations, and that's pretty much how zones operate, like Chopper for example, Kaido, and etc. So Luffy having all these multiple gears, and the next one, this chapter, it's pretty insane for him not to be a zone, so I kind of get how it makes sense there, but we still need more context. And I'm telling you guys, people are coming for Otis deck already. So let's just move on to the next thing real quick. In the chapter, we also see a part of Hiyori and Orochi. Personally, I do not really care about this as of right now. I know a lot of you guys don't. We're all hyped about Luffy, but honestly, we don't give a fuck. Like, if we're being real, we really don't give a fuck. Like, so the third thing is Luffy has awakened the fruit from him. From who? What does that even mean? And now he feels he's fully, it's his gear 5. Okay, so the translation here is kind of crazy, but yeah, so Luffy has awakened his fruit. We already knew this, and he's fully in his gear 5 mode. And I'm assuming he transformed to gear 5 after he awakened. Like I said in one of my previous videos, guys, I said Luffy can awaken and it makes sense, but what I just don't get is how he's going to use that awakening in order to actually fight or defeat Kaido, because I said he needed a new form with this awakening, specifically Gear 5. Another thing that's pretty interesting is that a lot of us for years now were predicting Gear 5, and for me that is kind of interesting because I don't expect Oda to go with the common predictions and the common theories, especially if I think that as well. I never expect to be right. So the next thing we got up here is Luffy versus Kaido. Obviously, Luffy grabs Kaido from the roof and takes him upstairs, then attacks him in a savage way. Luffy grabs the ground and transforms it into rubber to return a borrow breath to Kaido. So it looks like Luffy is literally just humiliating Kaido. He grabbed him from the lower floors and just yanked him to the top. I mean, that looks like it's bullying to me. And there's this big question I have now. Luffy's awakening seems to be affecting the area, and I'm not too sure how that necessarily makes sense. I mean, he is a zone fruit, right? So I guess you can affect the area. I mean, the way he's affecting the area would kind of be reminiscent to like a paramecia type Devil Fruit, like Katakuri, for example, changing the area to Mochi, or even Doflamingo changing his area to String. I feel like that's more of a paramecia ability. The fact that he's able to transform the area into rubber. Him being a zone kind of makes that a little odd. But I guess if you're like a zone, you can have similar abilities. Like Kaido changes the weather and stuff. So I guess you can chalk it up to that. Now the last things I want to show you guys, like I promised, is the 2 scans we actually got. So I'm going to put the first one on the screen right now. And here is Luffy laughing, and I did say he does act kind of crazy, and this is definitely out of Luffy's character, because mid-fight, especially if he doesn't know what's going on, he's just not going to start laughing out of nowhere to the point where his hands are covering his eyes, because realistically there's nothing really funny going on. But like they said in the beginning of the chapter, it's like these zone Devil Fruits have a mind of their own, and we do know, like I said in one of my previous videos if you guys watched it, the will of a Devil Fruits user remains in the Devil Fruit. So in this case, Joyboy's will kinda is still in the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and that would explain why it's making Luffy act this strange way, because like they said, the Devil Fruit has a mind of their own. And I don't know if this is the Gear 5 we're looking at right now, but it does have like smoke all over his body, so I find that insanely cool. Like if he has smoke around his body and he has his hair kind of like Sun God Nika, like we said, like the flames and stuff, so it looks amazing. Like we don't have the best shot of Luffy right now, but from this picture right here, the flamey hair, and if that is smoke surrounding him, I personally absolutely love it. Like I love the fact that Luffy looks like this. The second photo we have here is now a more interesting photo of Luffy, and he's also smiling in this one. So we have a close-up face. For a second here, I thought this guy had swirly eyebrows, kind of like Sanji, and I'm like, yo, is there some correlation there? But Luffy's eyebrows are definitely more thick. Sanji's is more like a line that's just curled. The Luffy's has some girth and some thickness to it, even though that sounds kind of weird, but it is what it is. This photo, I don't know if it's necessarily pre-Gear 5 or why he's even smiling. It's not out of Luffy's character to smile, but the way this guy is acting, he's definitely getting influenced by Joyboy, because this is Luffy, but not our Luffy at the same time. Like he's definitely off some perks. He has to be, because he looks scary right now. The smile is a little different because we can see some of his mouth. Usually it's just a lot of teeth, and the eyes look different as well. I want to know what kind of color those eyes are, because if they're like the Mihawk type eyes, which they kind of look like, it would be interesting and it will spark a lot of theories. Now his hair does look like it's kind of drooping down, so this definitely could be before the new transformation, because the previous photo had his hair flaming up. We can't really tell a lot from this photo. But guys, that's it for this spoiler video. I'm gonna go in depth on all this stuff in future videos, and I'm gonna post the full summary either today or tomorrow, whenever it comes out for us, as well as the scans that come out every Thursday. I will give you guys the link to the chapter as well as soon as it comes out. So guys, if you're new here, make sure you guys subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about these spoilers, because it's gonna be a crazy one. I don't think a lot of people are gonna be extremely happy with this. It might spark up a lot of problems to some people, and I'm already seeing it. So guys, that's it for the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.